Well, there's a friend, James Malinchak, who attends here at Central and has over the last years been on a spiritual journey in his life, a motivational speaker who had a really unique opportunity to face some of his own fears and to overcome them when he was picked to go on a show that actually airs tonight on ABC called Secret Millionaire. They picked 6 people, they sent them around the nation to 6 different areas that were struggling, and they gave them $40 to live on for the week, and the idea was that they would go in, no one would know that they were people of resource, that they had resources in their lives. They would just sort of go in undercover, hang out in their communities, and find people helping others, and at the end of the week, they would reveal that they were part of this show, The Secret Millionaire, and they would give money out of their own wealth to these individuals and help them in their lives. And James was part of that show. His show airs tonight at 8 o'clock. Check this out.
James Malinchak is in the final hours of his experience as the Secret Millionaire. He has already given away to deserving people within the community. Now he's about to surprise more unsuspecting people.
I got goosebumps going up my back, and I'm just so thrilled. I just can't wait to do this next gift. I want to jump. I actually will. I feel like a kid in a candy store. I am so jazzed up. I just can't wait for this one. You and I only have known each other for a couple days, and I think you're an amazing human being. You have a lot of trust with these young ladies, and you're a father figure to them. You're a role model. You're a big brother. You're a friend. Yeah. And you'll never stop doing this.
No, it's just something
it's who you are. You can't stop. And you told me there was a time, and there was a 15-year-old girl that came up to you and said, "Coach, I heard that you were going to retire," and you wanted to be honest and say, "Yeah, I've been thinking about it." And you said that she started to get a tear in her eye when you told her that. And that I think the reason that you won't retire is because you don't want to see that tear again. And you have given so much of your life and your own money. And from one ball player and friend to another, I'd like to give you this check. And Tony, under one condition, this is for you. Yes. That's why I wanted to do it in front of, this is Miss Baylor. I know what he'll do, yes. And he'll want to give it back. But no, Tony, this is for you, from one friend who sees that I think you're a special and beautiful person. It would be an honor to take this. Thank you, buddy. You're a true inspiration. You don't meet too many people that you realize they're going to be your friend for a life.
That goes without saying, man. Maybe we go shoot some ball one day together. Show me some little leg tricks and show glory.
I would be glad to. These people, they'll never leave me. I mean, they're always going to be in my heart. Because how can I be side by side with them and see just what genuine love they have for the community and for the people in the community, and how can I not be changed?
Well, let's welcome James Malinchak. James, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here and a blessing. Thank you very much.
I know that you're often out there, and how's it feel to be up here?
It's intimidating to be next to the man.
Ah, come on. Come on.
He's larger than life up here, folks.
Yeah. He is. But not so much outside of that. Well, hey, thanks so much for being here with us, and tell us a little bit about how all this happened in your life. You know, how did this go down?
It was amazing. Someone recommended me to ABC, and they contacted me, and I didn't contact them back for about 8 days. I just wasn't interested. Thought they were going to hurt folks, and you know, you hear about reality TV shows. And when they flew and met with me here in Las Vegas at my house, and they started to tell me about the true essence of what they were trying to do, I just got so fired up because I said, man, this is bigger than some show. I mean, this could put the hope back into people's hope tanks in America. This could be a movement. And to be a part of that was just truly one of the most special blessings I've had.
That's awesome.
It was just amazing.
So you go into this thing, you know that you're going to go find some deserving people and give them some resources to help them with their mission, but you didn't know all of what you were getting in for, did you?
No, I didn't even know before. It was right before I was leaving my house when they were putting me on a plane, where they told me where I was going, and they said, Gary, Indiana, how do you feel about that? And I had no clue. I thought I was going to some farmland to start milking cows or something. I had no idea where I was going, that Gary was a really tough area. And by the way, they say you can't have any money, no credit cards. They tell me this that morning: no credit cards, no cell phone, no watch even. I couldn't even have a watch. And they put me on a plane and take me there. And then when I get there, I find this apartment that I'm living in. And well, you'll have to watch tonight to see what happens. But there are some funny things that happen. But then they hand me this envelope. And they say, here you go. Here's your money for food. And I open it up, and it's $44.66. And I'm like, oh, this is cool, for the day. They're like, no, that's for the week. And so I'm, everything starts going through my mind, like, how am I going to live on this money? Am I going to be safe here? It was all about me, 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 me. How am I going to do this? And, I prayed. And I really believe God spoke to me and said, hey, dude, it's not about you. You're not here for this reason. It's not you. It's about finding these amazing people and seeing what they're doing. So get it off of you and get it onto them. And once I did that, Judd, my fear started to go away, because I realized that it's not about me. You said something in the last message that really touched me. You said, it's not about this. It's about going like this to people and just releasing and giving and serving and going after people to help folks. And that's what I did, and I truly believe it was a God thing that I switched that.
Yeah, and it changed everything really for you. You said one other thing helped you kind of deal with some of that fear, and that was settling into being comfortable with...
Yeah, the thing that helped me deal with the fear of, because you got to remember, I'm in a place where I have nothing, no resources. For the first time in 20 years, I was all alone, completely by myself. No resources, no family, no friends, strange area. Didn't even have my pillow in my bed, right? And I had to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That was the first thing that I realized. So after I went through the shock, and after I went through of all me, 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 and being selfish, thinking it's about me, and switched it to it's about these amazing people that I'm going on this journey to meet, then I started to strategize. And the first thing I realized is I had to get comfortable being uncomfortable if I was going to make it through this different situation that I was in.
Yeah, that's good. So you go out, I know you met lots of wonderful people. One person in particular really, I think, captured your heart in a special way, and that's a guy named Coach Tony. Tell us about him.
The amazing man that you all just saw up on the screen. This man, when I met him, was out of work for, I think, about a year and a half. Just an amazing spirit who's helping young ladies by coaching them through basketball. Now, I played basketball, so we instantly resonated through that. And plus, I'm in a steel mill town. I grew up in a small steel mill town back in Menneson, Pennsylvania. So, they're very smart of like where they placed me, because they knew I'd be present and in the moment if they put me in situations that I was familiar with. So I meet Coach Tony, and he's just one of the most beautiful, genuine spirits on the planet. He's helping young ladies by coaching them in basketball, but none of them have gotten pregnant since being in his program. A lot of them, unfortunately, don't have fathers in their lives, so he's become a mentor, a friend, a father figure. And every single one, with the exception of one who decided to go into the military, went off to college on a basketball scholarship to further their life. And these are some young ladies. Yeah, isn't that awesome?
And they're graduating
And
now.
they're graduating and coming back as productive citizens and making a difference. He said something to me that really impacted my heart when we first met. He said, it's more than basketball. I want him to win on the court, but I want him to win in life more than that. And basketball is a way for me to teach them how to be winners and successful in life.
That's awesome. Well, we had a cool surprise last night. Somebody showed up that I didn't know was going to be here, and that's Coach Tony himself. And of course, I roped him into the whole weekend. So put your hands together and let's welcome Coach Tony. Come on up, man. Thanks, brother. Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I surprised Judd. I'm having a really neat premiere party at my house tonight to celebrate with family and friends. And so I asked Coach if he and his lovely wife, Tanya, would come in for the party and just celebrate. And yeah, so they flew in.
Coach, so glad that you're here, and his wife is a minister, and glad that they're both here. And I know you guys both do a lot for your communities. What did you think about this whole experience and who this guy was when you didn't know originally?
Be nice.
Well, first of all, thank you for the round of applause. It's actually my honor to come to a beautiful church with such lovely people in it, place of worship. That week and that day was kind of like some guy want to come help me, and he played the role real well. You know, I'm in between work and I would like to help. You know, I'm into volunteering. They told me it was a little documentary about people who serve, who give back. I think we all should do it in one form or fashion, and it was just a pleasure to have this gentleman to my left here show up, not even from our area, Northwest Indiana, and was willing to give up his time and just do so.
Yeah, was it, did you ever have any hint that there might be something else going on, or?
Not really, because they kind of followed me around like in March, and then they said, well, we want to bring this little production company to follow you around, and we're going to have an individual who want to give up his time and help you do your thing, as the kids would say, just do my thing and work with them. Really, basketball is just a vehicle, really, to get them to think about college and to work, come together as have a common goal as a group and work to win. Whether it's in life or basketball, I really don't care if we go on 40, because I can worry about that next week, because I always got a game scheduled next week or next weekend. But in life, it's not so kind. If you lose or make one fatal mistake in life, it could cost you. Hopefully it don't cost you the ultimate price, but you know, we all make mistakes. Hopefully we all can get past that, but that's why I do what I do.
Yeah, well, I know that through this whole experience, yeah. I know that through this whole experience, you guys have bonded and have a pretty special friendship, and to me, it's one way that it's come out was a surprise that you surprised James with. He's not the only one with surprises. You surprised him with last night, and it is connected to his sister. James, tell us a little bit about your sister and kind of that spiritual experience in your own life.
Thank you very much. The greatest blessing God has ever given me is, in my opinion, when my sister Vicky was dying of a brain tumor, that I was able to have some sister and brother time with her before she passed away. To me, that's the most special thing I've had in my life. And I never in a million years ever thought something in my lifetime would touch me as much as that. Being on this experience and meeting Tony and all the other amazing people and seeing what they do to help and serve and give is the second greatest blessing God's ever given me. And you know, I originally went on this show thinking I'm some guy gonna go and look for amazing spirits, meet them, volunteer, at the end of the week, reveal my identity, open up a checkbook and start writing them checks. But I got way more out of what I learned from being around them than they ever got out of the money. You know, and they taught me just what it is to have sacrifice and give and love and support and just make a difference in the lives of others for no other reason than to do it. Tony said something that just wowed my spirit when we were doing this. You know, he said, I have a problem if I can go home, meaning him, if he can go home and eat a sandwich or something, and he has a young girl that can't, or she doesn't have shoes on her feet, he would take the money he had at that time, the little money he had, and give it to so the girl could get shoes. I mean, it's just unbelievable to meet somebody like that. You know, just an unbelievable human being.
Go ahead, Tony.
It's, you know, it's just trying to do the right thing, and James is known for really giving up his time and his money. And it was just an honor for me to do this for him in reference to his sister. When he talks about Vicky, and he's really being kind this morning, he talks about her with a passion. You can see the emotion, and I never met her, never. But I feel like I know her. And to me, as of yesterday, and I already let my volunteer staff know through Texas, our Community Service Award and our 2011 MVP will now be known as the Vicky Malinchak Award of Excellence, and it has to do with character.
That means more to me than you can imagine.
Yeah, I know that does. Well, you're both very special people. James surprised me last night by presenting a financial gift to Central to help feed hungry children in the Las Vegas Valley. So, man, you know, didn't expect that, but we're grateful for that. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's give it up for both of these guys. Thank you so much for being here with us.